What's your closing points to us tonight about marketing and branding our ministries, small businesses, nonprofits?
Um, Steve Jobs had a lot to learn from Jesus. Apple, some of these other brands, and I'll just use Apple as an example. They're unapologetic about their products. They're not going to change. They're very clear. Here's what you need to do if you want to be a part of our family. But when you become a part of our family, you're going to be able to go to the Genius Bar. You're going to be able to experience all of these things that are designed to give you this unique experience. And they're unapologetic about it. Now, if they make mistakes, that sometimes they'll try and cover it up, like that battery issue that we saw in the iPhones, right? But for the most part, they're very clear on and intentional about what they are going to do with their consumer. And once you are a part of the family, they also are very clear about what it's going to cost you to engage. And it doesn't matter if you had an Android. We got something for that. And even if you have an Android, they're going to suck you in so much with the Apple experience. For me, myself, I was a PC guy, right? Android through and through. I received a MacBook Pro and got this MacBook Pro for my business. Next thing you know, I had a MacBook Pro and an iPad because of the way it synced and communicated. It was on one accord. I didn't have to bring the heavy MacBook Pro. I went from that to, wait, you know what? I'm working on the desktop all the time, and I need a mouse, and I need, a bigger screen. And I ended up with an iMac. And it worked seamlessly with my MacBook Pro and my iPad. Well, wait a minute. I'm on a golf course. How do I get my calls? How do I get my distance when I'm looking at the golf hole? Well, you know what? The Apple Watch does that. Next thing you know, I have an Apple Watch and now have the 12-inch iPad. Now, some are going to go, he's just plain stupid. I don't know why he spent all that money on Apple products. But my point in that is I was willing to do all of that and go into the iPhone because the experience was consistent. Those things synced seamlessly and they performed. One login, get this, one login got me the whole experience across all those devices. That's a whole sermon for a whole nother day. But if we're able to make our experience seamless, the iMac is the pastor, the iPad is the deacon board, the iPhone is the worship leader and the music and the choir. The Apple Watch is Bible study. It walks with me. It tells me if I'm on pace. It tells me the things that I need to do and constantly communicates back. If we're able to stay focused on those things, you would be surprised that your marketing budget in terms of materials changes and goes down, but your impact actually goes up. Experience is everything. And people want the experience of a risen Savior, not just your idea of what he is and what he can do.
I think, for the nonprofit community who's listening, I think what the draw from what Malik shared is, people want a consistent experience from your nonprofit too. They want to be properly connected and they want things to work in your nonprofit the way it should. And if your nonprofit isn't big enough to have that seamless experience, then the partnerships you have need to work as if it's working inside of your shop or under your umbrella. And, one of the things that, is a struggle for the nonprofit community is this disjointed experience customers have. And it creates this popcorn. No, it creates this pinball effect for our clients, where they feel like they're not making any progress. As a matter of fact, as a shameless plug, May 30th, the Emerging Leaders Conference coming up in Hartford Live. We're talking about that as a theme because we know that our funders want us to work better in partnership. Our clients and customers want us to work better in partnership. Yet there's a disjointed experience for our customers and for the local church who doesn't realize there's a disconnect between your outside barbecues and your preaching, or your random car washes and the usher greeting people, or your Thanksgiving gift baskets and the lack of counseling
Mhm.
in in your church. There's a disconnect, and it doesn't feel seamless, and it doesn't welcome people to. It doesn't make people want to get sucked in deeper. For
Yeah.
some reason, people want to get sucked in deeper with Apple. People
Mhm.
want to get sucked in deeper with Nike or with New Balance or with any other brand, Tesla, perhaps Ford, whatever brand you want to put out there. People want to get sucked in, and they are giving you all the signals. Hey, I'm already in here.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. And if you're wondering from the church world, what does it look like? We're not talking about creating programs. We're not talking about creating kind of gimmicks that the
Mhm.
flashbangs we talked about. We're talking about, if I'm already sucked into believing that Jesus saved me, I got a new situation that popped up, and I'm wondering if you can resolve it. And this is not a resolution of, can you make a watch or not? Can you make a better phone or not? I need resolution around my marriage. Can
Yeah.
you help me? Can you suck me in by giving me biblical godly advice? I need resolution around raising my kids. I need resolution around my business. Are there any scriptures around that? I got a business deal on the table and I don't know what to do. Can you suck me in by educating me with information by what thus saith the Lord? And if you don't have it, what do you have to give?
Yeah. You know what's unique about what you just said? The Genius Bar never starts talking about processors, processing speed, Intel chips, none of those things when you bring your broken MacBook Pro in. They
Yep.
ask you, what's wrong?
Yep.
Then they tell you, we're going to work. First, we apologize for that experience and we're going to make sure that you have a better one. Now let's get you to the solve, right? And if you want to have the Intel chip processing speed conversation, they're going to be more than willing to have it with you. But that's not what they lead with. To your point, they lead with the solution. One of the things that I encourage you to talk to the not for profit organizations about is remembering, and this is just my personal opinion. I think that term not for profit has plagued many of us because it leads to a mentality. Words have power. When we constantly say, I'm not for profit, we then kind of bring almost like this lackluster, bubblegum and tape kind of approach to it. And yes, we're working with less resources, but that doesn't mean we're working with less impact. That's the first thing. The second thing is we are for profit. It's just where that profit is going. I want the individual who I'm serving to get the most profit out of this experience. And that doesn't always mean money. It may just mean resource that is getting them to the next level. And so I encourage our not-for-profit businesses to get out of the mindset of not-for-profit. You are partnered for profit. And how you partner to do that is going to make a major difference. But it starts with a mindset.
Malik, thank you, bro.
No, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for all the leadership that you're giving the community. I think the city and the country is made better, man, by what you're doing in this space. So I continue to pray God's increase on your journey, brother.
Appreciate it, man.